Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So just recently, some more details have come out about this lawsuit that Rodney Jones filed against P Diddy. Now, there have been some allegations going around, allegedly, that Meek Mill and Usher had a sexual relationship with P. Devil Combs. I said allegedly. At this point, though, I really wouldn't be surprised. There are a lot of pictures of Meek Mill floating around on the internet with P. Diddy in them. There's a lot of videos where he's involved with some people who ran around in the same circles as P. Diddy. There also is that video of Usher that just came out recently, him admitting that he went to P. Diddy's home and stayed there when he was a young underage individual, if I'm not mistaken, and that some crazy things took place. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something that took place between the both of them and P. Diddy. Now, there have been a lot of people saying for years now that there has been some questionable things about both of them. A lot of people alleging that both of them had some sugar in their tank, so to speak. Y'all already know that the internet is ruthless. They're disrespectful. They're petty. They've been bringing up these videos and photos, like I said, of Meek Mill and using them to bash him with and make fun of him. Although what I really feel like people need to be concerned about is, were both of them victims as well? That's the question that I don't see people asking while they're trying to be funny and make fun of these men for being involved with P. Diddy. Was it that they were involved, that they chose to be involved? Were they also involved with the minors as well, allegedly? Or were they also victims? Because we all know how Diddy likes to get down. He likes to use people. He likes to bring people under his wing, under some kind of sick-minded and sick-twisted version of a mentorship. And then he takes advantage of them. Hey, you want to get here? You want to go further in your career? I can help you do that. But the catch-22 is he's going to do malicious things to these individuals. He's going to take advantage of them. He's going to hurt them. He's going to use them to satisfy his sick-minded, lustful desires. Like I said, they deserve the same justice if they were also victims that everybody else who are victims right now is trying to get. Now, I mentioned in the previous video that he had a number of people listed as defendants in this lawsuit, and the reason was because he felt like these people were around. They were in these same circles as P. Devil Combs, like I said, that they were involved in the alleged illegal activities. They took some part in it. They could have prevented it, but they didn't. They covered for each other, and they helped each other get away with it, allegedly. And that's why he listed all these people as well. Allegedly, this lawsuit can also encompass racketeering and RICO charges if he can prove that these people were all involved, that he listed in these documents in this lawsuit as the defendants. If he can prove that they were all involved and this was something that they did together, like I said, and also covered for each other, this could get real bad and real ugly. Now, what I don't think people understand is the magnitude and the weight of the danger that comes with filing these kind of lawsuits, not just against people like P. Devil Combs, but also against these people who he also has listed as defendants. One of which is one of the record label executives by the name of Lucian Grange. Now, if y'all don't know him, y'all should do some research. He's high up there, if you will. He would be considered the elite. Like I said, he's very high up there, very powerful of an individual that most people are not going to be brave enough to come out and say he did X, Y, Z. So once again, people love to say, oh, why you didn't come out whenever this happened? Why are you coming out now? I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. People need to take their mouths off these people because they are coming out when they feel that it is safe to do so. And even now when they've come out, it's still not safe to do so. Like Lil Rod just made a video not too long ago talking about how he had to stop doing shows or whatever he was doing because that would put him in even more danger. Just because he's in the public eye, just because he's came out and made this very well known that he's suing these people, and God forbid if anything happens to him, we know who to look towards. That still doesn't mean that he's in the clear. He's very much in danger. He very much has a target on his back. And I don't think people really realize how serious this really gets. And that is another reason why, once again, a lot of people don't come out and file lawsuits. Unfortunately, a lot of people have taken this kind of stuff to the grave or just went out and quietly settled because people do not take these people's safety seriously, along with them having to be drugged through the mud, like I said before, by ignorant people who don't understand what's going on, what they have to go through. Now, another interesting detail, because remember we talked about in the previous video that apparently, allegedly, according to Rodney Jones, P. Diddy bragged about how it was him that was involved in that 1999 New York club shooting that Shyne allegedly took the fall for. Now, this woman came out Her name is Natanya Rubin. She basically spoke out, and I didn't even know that this had happened. That goes to show how far these people really go out of their way to make sure this kind of information does not get out. This woman has been talking about, she just made a video not too long ago, how she filed a lawsuit over 2 decades ago. 2.5 decades ago, if I'm not mistaken, and they went to trial, and she said that she said all of this during the trial, and they all knew what happened, but he paid people off to keep himself from having to face legal consequences and keep more people from finding out that it was actually him, allegedly, that was responsible for shooting this woman in the face. Yes, you heard me correctly. She came out and she reminded everybody that back in 1999, that it was P Diddy, I'll say allegedly still, who shot her in the face. This woman went through hell because she had to go get recovered. She said even when she was going down under the anesthesia, the doctors were saying that she was screaming that P. Devil Combs shot her in the face. I'm not sure if she was able to settle, if she was able to get some kind of monetary recompense, if you will, from him for what he did. But since she came out and said what she had to say, he had been mad at her ever since. And all these people on the internet were claiming she was lying, claiming she was just clout chasing. She even said some of these people out here who were just leaving really mean and nasty messages towards this woman on her social media accounts weren't even born whenever the situation took place. This is what I mean by people be harassing these victims, speaking out of pure ignorance and stupidity. Like she said, some of these people weren't even born during that time. They were just trying to take up for P. Diddy and slander this woman because she's black, because she's a woman, and because we live in this society where people just hate seeing victims get money after being victimized. It's sick and disgusting, really. But there were people really having the audacity to tell her what did and didn't happen to her after she was the one who got shot in the face. She was the one who had to go to the hospital and get bullet fragments taken out of her face. And that could be real bad. I don't think people understand. Stuff like actual metal from the bullet fragments can leak into your bloodstream. And even though this was back in the late 90s, surgery was still expensive. Then on top of that, after she got the settlement and she was still trying to point out, y'all are not about to forget that this man did this and he's still walking around and not being behind bars, people were still harassing her, alleging that it was P. Diddy who was messing with her, probably sending people to harass her, and I wouldn't put it past them, but that there were people messing with her over all these years, doing stuff like slashing her tires, allegedly. Like apparently they had put holes in her tires like 7 times in 2 years. Tires aren't cheap either. But she let everybody know that despite all of what they put her through, all of what P. Diddy put her through, all of what these idiots on the internet that once again don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but has the audacity to make claims about somebody that they don't know and exonerate a raggedy celebrity who they also don't know. She let everybody know, oh, I'm still fighting. I'm still going to keep reminding y'all like I have been all this time because the story didn't change. She's still been trying to get this story out there for the past, like I said, over 2 decades. She also reminded everybody that one thing that P. Devil Combs like to do is pay people off. That he goes out of his way once again to make sure people don't see his dirty laundry, that that's his MO. And I'm glad she reminded everybody about that because there will be some people, and I know it for sure, I know it for a fact, that'll get up on the internet and say, oh, we ain't heard this, all this time you said you've been saying this. And they will use that as a reason to question her credibility and make it seem like she's not telling the truth. But once again, just because we're just now hearing about this doesn't mean it's not true, doesn't mean it hasn't happened, doesn't mean it's not valid. So imagine how many other things out there that have happened that we don't know about because people kept it on the hush hush. Or they had to sign some kind of legal documents saying they wouldn't talk about it anymore after getting the settlement money. Anyways, I believe everybody will reap what they sow. If you're all over the internet talking about people, disrespecting people, and you don't know anything or what they've been through, I believe you will reap what you've sown. And the same goes for P. Diddy. All this stuff that he done did to these people, all these people's lives he done ruined. Oh, he's going to get what's coming to him. He's going to reap what he's sowed. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be 5 to 10 years from now. But somewhere in between right now and these lawsuits that he's catching at the moment. And when he stands before God, he's going to have to give an account for everything that he's done. Every life that he's ruined, every person he took advantage of, every person he assaulted and mishandled. He will have to be held accountable by God for what he did. Y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.